Let's go to new family and metric. Let's select the metric generic model adaptive, and here we'll select the reference level, and let's create a reference plane which we're going to use as reference for the placement of the points. Then set the dimensions to be equal. We don't need to be too accurate, undo. Just make it equal. Then let's set the point in the intersection. Now then we go to 3D view. We need to set the reference plane that we're going to draw. Here we're going to set the spline. You can actually select here and set it as spline. Then from here you can actually move this up into a curve. Same here, we need to set the work plane first, otherwise your line will be referenced to this plane. Select the 3 points and spline. Now let's move it. Let's move this. Sorry, we created a line, so we have to set it as spline. So here we're going to select this line, this point, and shift it up to create it. Now let's create it with a line, connect it with another. Now we have created the profile. Let's make a shape of it. Select it, this reference line, and create form. Now we are going to be given a selection either with thickness or just the plain lines. So you'll just create a thickness and make it into 25 mm or 20 mm thickness. That should be enough for a glass. Then we have here now the shape. For that, we're going to change the material first, set the material to glass. And let's use the glass material, low E bronze. Let's use this as reference. Okay, in the graphic, let's set the transparency to 50%, click apply, and then click it. Here we're going to set it to shaded. So here is the roof, adaptive roof. Now to make it to provide the supports, you can adjust it into a certain curve. You can make this one higher also if you want. Now to place the supports, we need to select this whole surface and divide the surface. Click the divide surface, it will give you the grid line that you want, the vertical and horizontal grid lines. You can adjust it with a fixed number and the distance or the degree of rotation. So we'll just leave it as this. Let's save this as roof curve adaptive. Let's set the option to 1. Now in order to insert a new family, we need to create a new family for the support. So let's go to new family. Let's go to metric again. Metric generic model adaptive. Here we're going to create the profile of the supports or the frame or mullions if you like to call it. Let's place a reference plane first. It's much better if you have the dimensions properly set. Let's set it to 5. I think it should be okay. Let's set it to here. Okay. So it's a square one, unlike the one we have. So it should be okay for us. We'll set it. Anyway, it will follow the length and the width of the grid line. So let's leave it as it is. Let's set the point. Now let's go to 3D and make sure we set the work plane. Let's create a line or even a spline and select this point. Make sure the 3D. Then let's select another spline. Click escape, so make it a straight line. Escape and then click escape. Now let's add the point in the center. Here we need to set the work plane and create our circular profile. Let's set the circular profile here. Let's say about, it's not 360. Then we need to make this shape into a reference line. And let's select this and select the reference and let's create one. So let's select this and select the form while pressing Ctrl. Solid form. It now has swept the path and created this profile. So let's make the points adaptive. Select 1, 2, select these 2 points. Let's do from the 1, set it as adaptive. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So we have to follow this sequence once placing this profile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's set the materials of this into let's set it to stainless steel, metal, and let's use the stainless steel, a nice polished stainless steel. Here, let's use the render appearance. You see the appearance will be that color. Click apply and click OK. Once we go to shaded, it's now in a stainless steel metal. If we go to render or realistic, it depends on the lighting. So now let's insert this. Let's save this first so we can insert it. Let's set it as support. Support adaptive. Options. Make sure it's 1, otherwise you can have more backup. 1 is sufficient. So let's close this. Now it's time to apply that family in support into this one. Now let's insert the supports and components that we have created. Okay, but first we need to set the node so we can easily place it. If select this line, and here you can see this small arrow, display properties, and select node, so it will automatically open up or show the points or the insertion points in between the intersections of the grids. So let's component. This is the adaptive support. Let's place it on the first. Zoom out if you cannot find it. So it's easily snapped to that node. Click escape. Now, in order for us to place it everywhere, following the nodes, let's just select it and select array. And it will automatically apply these supports to every nodes and grids that we have. So create the supports and structures for our glass roof. One good thing about this is when you move the roof, let's say these adaptive points, or this roof, let's select. The support will follow the movement of the new shape. You don't have to recreate it. See, it follows. So That is how to create and use an adaptive roof with an adaptive support framing. We can also change the number of grids later on. Here we can set it. Let's say we want the grids to be 8 and 8, and click apply. It will automatically change and adapt to its new grid drawing requirements, and the supports will have to be changed or will change automatically to the new dimensions and quantity. So that is how to create an adaptive roof with an adaptive support system.